So many people that want to get into real estate investing don't, because they go, oh, well, what if I find someone that wants to sell at a discount? What do I say? What do I do? Like, what's the first step? And so they don't ever really figure that out because no one really talks about it. And then they don't ever take action on finding a deal, so they never have a deal to then talk to the seller, and they never take action and they're stuck. If that's you, this video is for you. We're gonna be talking about what to say to a seller, how to know if that seller wants to work with an investor or not. So in this video, we're going to deep dive this so you guys can get out there and start taking action and get your first deal. If you guys have never been to this channel before, my name is Zack Boothe. Welcome, thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification because I am going to continue to share content on how you guys can get started in real estate investing by using driving for dollars and make an absolute fortune and change your life just like it changed mine. I want to know from you guys, if you're stuck with, stuck in not taking action right now, why is that? What's keeping you? I want you to really soul search and ask yourself. And I'll tell you why it took me forever. I sat on the sidelines for 3 years. I was a broke window cleaner and stayed a broke window cleaner even after I learned about doing wholesaling and driving for dollars and all the things that I teach on this YouTube channel. Why did I sit on the sidelines? Because I listened to the doubters. There's so many people that say it can't be done, it's a scam, coaches only coach to get paid, yada, 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 right? And I didn't take action, but as soon as I started taking action, I started getting results. I started seeing it happen, right? So I wanna know from you guys, what is it that's keeping you? Is it the fear? Is it the doubt? Let me know in the comments below because I wanna continue to create content to help you guys overcome that because I really want you to change your lives. So I told you that I had a lot of doubt and there was people that, were putting a lot of doubt in me too and saying that it wasn't possible and it was a big scam and it wasn't even possible to get properties at a massive discount. And the concern and question that was asked to me and that I was asking is, how is it possible to find properties at a massive discount? Why would anyone sell their property at 50 cents on the dollar? Right? I did not believe that it was even possible. If I didn't believe it was possible or even ethical, why would I ever take action? And that's where I was stuck. And I had someone change my life. His name is Tom Kroll. And Tom said, Zack, not every seller is our seller. We're trying to find someone that wants a pawn shop for their house. What does that mean? Someone that sells something at a pawn shop, they know they could get more if they took their time to list it online somewhere, whether that's, Craigslist or eBay, and try and sell it for more. But it's more of a hassle than just walking in saying, hey, I got this, how much will you give me cash? And they know that that pawn shop's gonna turn around and sell it for a profit. That's the business model. It's key convenience over price. So let me ask you, do you ever spend a little bit more money for the convenience? For example, if I can get it on Amazon versus driving to the store, I don't care if I spend a little bit more because it's convenient. That's why Amazon's so successful. That's why drive-thrus are so successful because it's convenient, right? Is there better cheeseburgers than McDonald's? Yes, but why do we buy them? Because it's convenient. They're not that much cheaper. They're really not. So my big thing is you need to understand that we're trying to find someone that wants our help. They want speed and convenience, okay? So that's the first thing that you have to understand. And if you understand that concept, then you can be successful. So the other doubt that I had was, okay, how is it not taking advantage of them though? And the thing is I always tell them, you could make more if you worked with someone else, right? I'm not gonna be your highest offer. You could fix it up yourself and list it with an agent and make more. And I always say that because I want to make sure that we're working with integrity, right? And in this video, I'll talk about that and I'll talk about how to get to that point and how to really do this business and make a ton of money and do it ethically and be confident and comfortable with the process and what to say to someone when they say, I want to sell the house. So you'll have that confidence so you can go out today and get started and find those sellers so you'll know what to say to them once you have it. So how do we know when someone is motivated to sell, right? We've done all the work. We went out and did some driving for dollars. We drove, we found some ugly houses. We added those properties to our Deal Machine app. We reached out and texted and cold called and sent postcards. And we have people that call in through a postcard or we talk to, and they said, yes, I want to sell my house. Now what? I remember the first time that happened to me. They're like, yeah, I'd sell my house. And I was like, oh, okay. Right? It's really easy to know what to do when they're like, no, go pound sand, go die, right? I don't want to sell my house. That's really easy to go, okay, next, right? But it can be very scary for those that are starting. What do we say to those that come to us and say, yes, I do want to sell my house. So the first rule of thumb that I always give my students, and I give to myself when I'm negotiating anything, if your sales script changes, if it's a family member calling you, you are doing it wrong. So if a family member calls me, what am I going to do? Let me ask you. What would you do if a family member calls and says, hey, I want to sell my house? My answer would be, maybe I'm not the best person for you, because I buy houses to fix them up or to flip them for a profit, right? I can make it convenient. That's what I do. I don't know if that's the best fit for you though. You know, are you trying to like get as much as possible, or is this property needs some love and needs an investor like me? I would qualify to make sure I'm a fit for them. I would make sure that I'm the person that's going to serve them. So when you find someone that wants to sell their house, as an investor, we're trying to find people that we actually help and serve, and you do that by asking that question. So remember that. It's not complicated. Be like, great, you want to sell your house? Well, tell me a little bit about the house. What's the condition? What's your time frame? You know, and I want to make sure I'm the best fit for you. You know, I'm an investor. I buy properties to try and make a profit and flip them for a profit. Are you looking to sell it, you know, somewhat fast and sell it in the condition that it's in, or do you want to sell it to an investor, or just list it yourself, or list it with a real estate agent and try and get as much as possible? Like, what are you wanting to do? Because I don't want to like make you feel like I'm taking advantage of you. What do you want? Right? It's all about them, their needs. And I remember hearing this. From my mentor when I was starting. I'm like, why would anyone ever do that? That doesn't exist. I'm telling you, it exists. I find deals of a lifetime every single week, over and over and over and over. So remember, your goal is not to convince someone to sell at a discount, right? And most people think that investors or wholesalers, they have a bad taste in their mouth and they don't think highly of them because they think that's what we do. And they should think poorly of us if they think that's what we do. But I want you to educate those people that that's how we work, that we actually add value to a particular set of people. Experienced agents, real estate agents, understand that there are sellers that want to sell for speed and convenience over price. And when they get those people, they a lot of the times don't even list them on the multiple listing services. They call these pocket listings. They call their list of buyers and say, hey, I have a deal, come make your cash offers and we'll get it sold. Those are called pocket listings. The problem with that is they have a very small set of buyers, and they're kind of backdoor deals where the real estate agent gets both sides of the commission and they just want the deal done. So they'll go to the person that they're most comfortable with and not necessarily the person who'll make the highest price. So I mean, it's similar to what wholesalers do. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a common practice. It's normal. It will always exist because there will always be people that want to sell for speed and convenience over price. And it's not who you think it is. If most people go, okay, that's fine, but you're taking advantage of the needy, the poor and the needy, the people that are down and out on their luck. And that's actually not true. Because if someone's down and out on their luck, they usually owe more on the house than it's worth, right? They have liens and encumbrances and judgments because they quit paying their bills. Plus, they need every penny. They're desperate financially. So they're going to try and squeeze everything out, as they should. They need it. The people that we do best with are people that inherit the properties, and mom was a hoarder and it's a problem. They don't want to deal with it. They just want to get what they can get without massive brain damage. Or they're retired or tired landlords that don't want to deal with the problems anymore. They don't necessarily have to have all the money in the world from the sale of the property. They just want to be done. So those are the situations we're looking for. So when someone says, yes, I want to sell my house, you then pre-qualify them. The conversation goes, the first thing that is most important is why. Why are they selling? What is the process they want out of the sale? So if you remember that, it's not scary to talk to these sellers. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that don't go out and get started doing driving for dollars today and find sellers because they're so afraid of knowing what to say. But if you've watched this video and you feel more confident, go start taking action and getting those leads today. Go get the Deal Machine app. Go drive. Go make it happen. If you want to be successful in this business, but you feel stuck and you feel afraid to do it on your own, I coach and I mentor people. I have a ton of free content and you can continue to learn on your own, and that's fine. But if you're curious about my mentorship, curious about what it takes to get my cell phone, I have a student calling me right now, right? Melanie Robin. Robinson. So I gotta call her. She's got a deal on the line. Anyways, the big thing is, if you want my coaching, if you want me to help you, if you want to have my cell phone when you have a deal on the line, right? If you want to be able to have access to the step-by-step action steps to get your first deal and to implement driving for dollars properly so you can get one of those big fat 20, 30, 40, 50, even $100,000 paycheck, I'd love to coach you. So it's really easy. There'll be a link in the show notes where you can go and book a call, right? Make sure you go to the show notes, book a call. You'll fill out a couple questions and then you'll jump on the phone with us and we'll talk to you about the program. So if you have any interest, make sure you book a call. If not, that's okay. And please subscribe and let us know if you have any more questions in the comments below. This video right here shows what I teach and how I do it live. I made 93 grand in just 40 days and somewhere I'd never been, only starting with $1,000 bucks. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do so.